What's up, guys? Mike Bontempo here, and I wanted to shoot this video today to talk a little bit about hiring hiring salespeople. What to look for. So when when you are hiring a salesperson, first off, you are looking for two things. You are looking for dominant traits. Okay, so you're looking for somebody that's a little bit egotistical, that thinks very highly of themselves. When you're in sales, you continually take a beating. So you are looking for people that have a high sense of self-worth. So, you know, people like when I hire, I'm looking, have they played sports? Have they done something that's very difficult? So that's the first thing. They have to have an ego, a little bit of an ego, like the top producing guys always do. And the second thing is they have to have some empathy for people, to bond with them, and to so that they can work with them, and that they can understand where they're coming from and stuff. So that's one of the first things. Second thing is, what's very interesting, and I've hired so many salespeople, guys, just probably close to 60, 70 sales guys now. What's interesting is the guys who always talk the biggest game, and who say, "Oh, I sold $10 million last year." The guys that come onto my team, they don't like the guys that do well on my team are the hustlers. The guys who always want to learn, always want to learn more, and that just put in more time than everybody else. Like, I have a guy who just came on a couple months ago, and he's my top producing guy now, because he puts in more time than everybody. He puts in more time. He's always learning. He's always reading. And when he first started, he wasn't that good of a salesman. Like, he wasn't good at all. And we had to go over things over and over and over again. The tonality of his voice, the scripting, the product and everything. But he put in that time. So when you are looking for a salesperson, you're looking for the little bit of the ego. You're looking for the empathy, but you're also looking for that hustler, that guy that's going to come in. He might not be that polished, but you can train them. You can work with them. You can mold them. And the guys that are the hustlers, they're gonna do well, and you can't really teach hustle. You either want to go out and work your ass off, or you don't. You could teach skills. If you have hustle, if you have the right mindset, you're going to do well. You're going to learn the skills. You're going to learn how to do it. If you're the type of guy who, there's guys out there that I'll bring on who they have the skills, but this isn't good enough for me. This is no good. Oh, the leads are no good. Something like that. And you'll run into that, which is very interesting. You'll run into guys who, I sold $10 million over the life, and then you bring them on and they can't produce, and they'll quit, and they're no good, and they're not loyal, and they won't give it enough time. So if you are hiring a salesperson, you need to look for those three things, and you got to hire a bunch of them at once, especially if you're doing commission only, because some of them just aren't going to work out. So you're looking for high sense of self-worth. You're looking for empathy. Can they bond with people? And do they have that hustle? Do they really want to go out there and bang the phones and sell, and really put in the time to learn? Because when you go into a new selling environment, you got to learn about the product. You got to learn about the scripts. You got to learn about the prospects. You got to learn the animal that you're dealing with. So if you're hiring salespeople, especially commission only, look for those three things and hire in bunches. Hire 4 to 5 people at a time, and you're going to be on an 80-20 curve, and a lot of them You might have one that's a stud, two that are okay, and then two that, don't do anything. But if you hire one by one, it's going to take you a long time. If you hire all five at the same time, you're going to be able to put them through that same trial. You're going to be able to do sales meetings with them. There's going to be some competition right there, and you're going to be. It's a lot better to do it all at once. You don't want to do them one by one. You do not want to hire salespeople one by one. You want a bunch of guys all at once working 100 leads all at once. Give them a 2-week trial. And then you go from there. And the best guys always rise to the top. The best guys are always going to bust their ass. They're going to figure it out. They're going to make sales for you. And then you can bump them up. Hey, listen, now you get some better leads. So those are just some of my thoughts. And this works with hiring anything, And I learned this from Vinny Fisher. If they don't have the right mindset, the right fit, for your culture, it doesn't matter how talented they are. Okay, it doesn't matter how talented they are. If they're not going to come in and bust their ass, it doesn't matter what they know. They're not going to be a fit. You'd rather have the person with the right mindset that's going to come in, that's going to learn, that's going to bust their ass, that's going to do whatever they want, compared to the guy who's maybe a little bit more polished. He's done it for 10 years, but you know what? He's kind of just coasting now. So always look for the guy that's hustling. Always look for the guy that really wants to prove something to you. There's a lot of, especially salespeople, a lot of them. I'll say, I don't think you're that good. Prove it to me. And the guys that prove it to you, they'll always be pretty good. So those are some of my thoughts today. If you got any questions about hiring salespeople, commission only stuff, stuff like that, high ticket stuff, leave me a comment, share this. Talk to you guys soon.